Coach Houston with Empowerment Strategies and Solutions. I am in the process of walking you through the 3 steps of finding the hidden power of small steps. Step number one is consistency over intensity. Step number two is, excuse me, step number two is the finding the ability, sorry, uh, you got to mix up. Step number two is stack small wins, and step number three is discipline leads to destiny. So apologize for getting those mixed up, but let me go through them one more time. Number one is consistency over intensity. Be consistent, not just gung ho. But then number two is stack small wins. And then number three is discipline leads to destiny. So let's talk a little bit about stacking small wins, how the great ones build momentum. I believe without a doubt, one of the things that we make a mistake in our culture and our society is that we look for the big wins, we look for the big victories, we look for the big moments, we look for the big crowds, and we don't understand the power of the small, consistent, daily activity that adds up to greatness. So stack the small wins, and part of that is figuring out what a win is. How do you determine what a win is? A win is, in a lot of cases, showing up, doing your best. As I teach my grandson, show up, do your best, and be proud of everything that you left on the field. Uh, don't look for a miracle. You don't need a miracle. Stop looking for that aha moment, as Oprah used to say. But develop a plan of action that will build momentum, and that's what I want to talk to you about for the rest of the time. Most people are looking for a big break. They're looking for the big opportunity. They're looking for someone to come along and give them the lottery, that lotto ticket. Don't look for that. Don't look for the big break. But if it comes, be prepared to take advantage of it. I don't mean run from it, but don't look for that. Don't look for that to measure how successful you are. So most people are waiting on that big break, but I'm going to encourage you to go out and make your big break by being consistent and stacking the small wins. Um, this is what the great ones do. Number one is they celebrate finishing the workout, not just hitting the PR, their personal record. The example used is, you're currently benching 250 pounds. You set a goal in 12 months. I want to be able to bench 350, 400, whatever your goal is, whatever that target is. Let's just say 400. That seems to be the magic point for a lot of people in the weightlifting world. I'm going to do 400. And then the day comes, it's that 12th month. It's the last day of that month, and you're ready to attempt the 400. You've gotten up. The last time you maxed, you got 385. Now's the big day. Boom, you come, you try, you fail. You don't hit 400. But think about how many wins, and you feel defeated. You feel upset. You feel frustrated. But think about how many wins you had in that 12 months that you didn't celebrate because you were only focused on the end result. That's when Nick Saban talks about the process. Don't focus on the process and not the scoreboard. That's what he's teaching and talking about, that you get so caught up in the end result that you miss out on all of the things that happen. But why does that matter? Because I'm telling you, when you stack wins, when you get that 260 and 280 and 300 and 325, as you're building up, if you're stacking those small wins, your confidence grows. And as your confidence grows, your courage grows. And as your courage grows, the more things you'll try, the more things you'll attempt, and the more you will find yourself achieving that goal, even if you haven't reached that 400 mark. Value every rep. Be appreciative of what you're doing. Be uh, appreciative of the things that you have learned, and look at where you started to where you're going. In each rep, each day, that consistency and those small wins add up. So value each rep, each call, each note, each meeting, each deal, regardless of how big or how small. Stack them so that you um, continue to build that confidence. And then the great ones refuse to let small be confused with insignificant. Let that sink in for a second. Just because something is small doesn't mean it's insignificant. Your goal was 400, but you did 300. It's not your ultimate PR, I mean, your ultimate goal, but you have found that that's a significant deal. Very few people can do that. So sometimes what we set as small, we also set the word insignificant on it. And the great ones do not do that. They understand that all of those small wins are only the steps. If you have 20 steps to get to the next floor, you can't get to step number one without, I mean, step number five without stepping on step number one, two, three, and four. So understand that. So what do the great ones do? They celebrate finishing the workout, not just hitting their PR or personal record, personal best. They value each rep, each call, each note, each win. They refuse to, and they refuse to let small be confused with insignificant. And this is what most people overlook. If you go out and you're consistent and you stack the small wins, the confidence that will come and grow inside of you, it just multiplies. And as that multiplies, the horizon, your ability, your potential is unlocked and released, and you're able to go and do so much more than you would have otherwise. Don't wait on the big victories. Yeah, if they come, take them, run with them. But if they don't, if you don't see the big one, go back and count. There's a song that says, "Count the many blessings." Uh, 1, 2, 3. Count every single win. Do it consistently. Do it daily, and you're well on your way to finding and unleashing the hidden power of small steps. I'm gonna come back tomorrow and talk with you about discipline, a word that is lacking in our culture today in many cases. But we're going to talk about discipline on tomorrow. Looking forward to catching up with you. In the meantime, I want to invite you to join me over on LinkedIn. I post every day, multiple times a day on LinkedIn, as well as on Facebook and YouTube. But go to LinkedIn, Coach Houston, Empowerment Strategies and Solutions. You can find me there. And while you're there, subscribe to the Empowerment Manifesto. It's a newsletter that I send at least once a week with just some great individual and corporate tips and ideas on leadership and growth. Gives you great insight on how to grow. And that's what this is all about. We'll be back on tomorrow to talk about the discipline that leads you to your destiny. Once again, thank you so much for your time. I'm Coach Houston with Empowerment Strategy Solutions, where we're empowering better leaders, stronger teams, and championship cultures.